What's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope-A-Dope Report. I'm your host, Chris Carlson. A lot of people from the UK have been hitting me up on my channel and sending me messages saying, make this prediction video. We want to hear what you got to say about the Amir and Paulie Malignaggi fight. So here it goes. May 15th, Madison Square Garden, HBO doubleheader. The undercard fight is Victor Ortiz versus Nate Campbell. Don't expect that video too soon. I'm really going back and forth on that fight. I'm not really clear on that one. So Amir Khan, Paulie Malignaggi, okay? Both of them has shown a lot of improvement. Both of them kind of look like they were in trouble in their career, and they've definitely come back and looked better. Paulie Malignaggi, the last two fights, has looked really good. His movement back. His movement is back, his jab's back, his style, man. And that's one thing. No, he's not a big puncher. We all know that. Yeah, he talks a lot of trash, no doubt. But the one thing you got to say about him, he's got good, he's got good hand speed, and he's a smart fighter. He knows when to clinch, when he has to. But the movement, okay, a guy that can just move. There's not too many people in the game that can move better than Paulie Malignaggi. That's a fact, excuse me. That's a fact. Amir Khan, ever since the brutal knockout, has really improved his game. Slowly but surely, he's improved his game. Coming off a big knockout in his last fight. He was supposed to win the fight, but I didn't think he'd knock him out in the first round. Against Kotelnik, he showed he can just use his skill and fight smart. He's got his guard up a little more. He'll use his jab and establish his jab. He's a tall guy for that weight class at 140, a really hot weight class. He shows that he can get flurries off and combos off and then get out. He still has to work on his footwork. He still has to work on his defense. But, he's really coming around. He's really improving. And, he's got a good corner man, obviously. A good trainer, Freddie Roach. And Freddie Roach is a guy that will give a guy, a great chance to win. He'll put a plan together, and he'll teach him one or two things. Just these are the things you have to work on for this exact matchup fight. And I think they've been bringing him along against guys that he can beat, but guys that is good for his development in his career. So here's the deal. I really think that both these style matchups, either fighter haven't really fought each other's style. Malignaggi, I don't think has ever been in the ring with someone as fast as Amir Khan. And he's been in the ring with Cotto, who whooped him. He whooped him, but Paulie did hang in there and win some of those middle rounds. Hatton, just walked him down and used the jab and really used his his footwork, quick footwork, to corner him, and was jabbing him, moving his head, and that big right hand was getting him all night. And on the flip side, Amir Khan's never faced anybody that can move like Malignaggi. Like I said, there's really not a lot of guys that can move like Malignaggi. So I could see a scenario where Malignaggi's movement and jab and smarts and speed, hand speed, could give Amir Khan trouble. And I don't mean he's going to knock him out, but the style matchup could, give him some trouble. I think no matter what, Amir Khan's going to have to adjust to that movement regardless. It's just a matter of how long it takes for him to adjust to Malignaggi's movement. So I could definitely, a lot of people are counting out Malignaggi because of his big mouth. And, he talks a bunch of trash and doesn't knock people out, doesn't have the power. But I wouldn't be completely shocked if the style was a weird style to catch up to. No matter what, I do believe the early rounds, I see the style matchup, having to adjust Amir Khan. Now, on the other side of Amir Khan, Paulie Malignaggi is going to have to adjust to his style. I mean, he's got, I think, faster hand speed. He flurries well. If you look at the Kotelnik fight, now Kotelnik and Malignaggi, two different fighters, but in that fight, at any time Kotelnik did start to win a round, he would get those combos off and flurry and end up winning the round back and stealing it. So that's what he's good at, a jab, in and out boxing. He seems like he's getting better at that. and just flurries, you know. And he has proven in the past, when he used to go for the knockout way more, Amir Khan, that he can cut off a ring. Now, we'll see if he can cut off a ring, you know, against a guy that can move and also clinch on the inside. We'll have to see about that. Like I said, it may take a couple rounds, it may take one. It may be a good chunk of the fight. Paulie Malignaggi could have the lead in the fight. It's tough to say. I think Amir Khan, the height, the jab, the overall, I think he's going to be a little busier in the combos, you know. The one thing about Malignaggi is his hands. You know, he's had problems with his hands, we all know, and he doesn't really throw combos. You know, he can hardly throw that right hand. He's got a good jab, he kind of feels with it, and it's also crisp. And he can move backwards jabbing people. You know, he's really talented, but I just think overall work rate as far as landing punches and winning a round and throwing combos that judges like, and his jab. You know, I mean, say what you want in that first fight, but if Juan Diaz would have used his jab more, he could have won that fight. Paulie won both those fights, I believe, but I think the jab may take away his jab. That'll be interesting. Plus, I think Freddie Roach is going to have, you know, I think he's going to have the right game plan to beat Paulie. I think he's going to have Amir Khan working on like two things, you know what I mean? And one of them is cutting off the ring, and he's going to have to use his feet too. He's not just going to go in there and overpower him or swing for the fences, you know what I mean? So I do have Amir Khan in a decision. Like I said, we'll see. I can see Malignaggi fighting well, but and winning early rounds or some rounds. But I do think at some point, if it's not right away, at some point Amir Khan will be able to adjust to Paulie Malignaggi, and it could be a tight fight. It could be a tight fight. But I just believe, like I said, the combos and what judges want to see, and I think the hand speed and the jab will be too much. I do think he'll be able to corner him somewhat. It'll be interesting to see what happens if this fight is in the middle of the ring, though. That's what I'm wondering what will happen. Anyway, this has been The Rope, a Dope Report. I'm your host, Chris Carlson. Peace.